Hello, welcome back to Billy Ho's Sports. Today's focus is some late pick five action at Gulfstream Park. It's going to feature the Swale, it's going to feature the Holy Bull, all kinds of stakes action. Awesome day. So we are going to run through a late pick five fire. Goal is 3,000 subs by Derby. If we get there, definitely doing some kind of contest or giveaway. Leave any suggestions you might have in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and the like, share on social media. All that kind of good stuff helps out the channel immensely, and I certainly do appreciate it. Let's get started. We're going to jump right in with the 9.5 furlong turf race number 8, optional claimer. And so I had some Ramblin' Wreck, uh, decent speed, but I don't think I'm going to get there. It's third in prime power. Uh, Vasquez, Gargan's got 3 winners and 10 starts so far. Not too bad, but not bred to go this far, I don't think. I mean, it's a mile and 3/8 on the turf. I might have said a mile and an eighth, but I was mistaken there. This is almost the classic distance. This is a mile and 3/8. So 6.2 average wind distance, a little on the low side for, and the sire uh by Spadestown also. Uh Now I'm guessing this is La Inthrus. I don't know, Lathantrus. But anyway, sounds like our next weight loss drug for diabetics. Lathantrus is known to cause all kinds of different diseases, side effects. So consult your doctor. Bill Mott trains, T-Gaff rides. I'm thinking maybe, I guess maybe I'll be landing on Tyler Gaffleone in a lot of these races, but Lathantrus is definitely a good looking horse, classic distance type. Uh, got 9.2 average wind distance, definitely a lengthy type horse. Would have finished better, I think, had Junior Alvarado. You could see he got stymied in this race. Well, he hit the turn, and Alvarado just tried and tried and tried to duck inside, and then he could not get these two horses squeezed together right in front of him, and that's where he got stymied at the eighth pole. But if he would have just tried to get outside, I think in that race, he would have had a lot better chance to win. But you just you have a split second to decide. It probably looked promising. It looked like he could get through, and then the window closed on him right away. Just like the previous race in the 50K optional claimer, he did sort of similar. He got through on the inside rail and got through and had the lead, and then was caught by Be Like, I forgot the name of the horse, but I watched the race. And a previous second before that, definitely a horse that can go mile and 3/8 on a couple different tracks. The mile and a half, this 99, I'm not too concerned with that number. Turf, those speed figures on turf, a little bit less meaning to me. Plus, the mile and a half is a lot slower pace, a lot more marathonish. That's 12 furlongs. We're going 9.5. So that's a big difference. But Lathantrus, definite competitor. Classic Creation, definite competitor. Was within a length and a half of Lathantrus. And but it wasn't that close. I read up. I'd still probably use an exotics. Uh, this horse was fourth, but it really wasn't as close as you would think. Oh, beating only a length and three. I mean, it was, still beating pretty good. But Classic Creation, probably an underneath use, but I don't think I'm going to get to him on the card. Number 4 is a pass, 5 is a pass. Uh, Trying to go through these quickly. We got 5 races to cover, and just the speed figures, the poor turf stats, the poor record, the trainer jockey combos, all of which I'm passing on here. Tennessee Lamb, I'm passing on the attempt to go from dirt to turf from Churchill. Although I mean, the horse seems to be much better on the dirt than the turf. You can see that the turf races right here wasn't in the mix at all, and the previous, I mean, fifth by 12, fifth place in this one, but you can see much better results when on the dirt. So I don't know. Good luck with that. That's why I'm not going with it. Um, Although Louis Saez aboard is a bump. I will concede that one. Now, Cadet Corps, definitely not up to my snuff as far as the figures go. Although the win, see all these off the turf. I mean, good record off the turf. Put him on the turf, he's blown away. So why are we running this? If they pull this turf, keep an eye on these two horses here. If somehow they pull it off the turf and run it on even if it's the patina, those ones would be ones to consider. Maybe they're thinking that. I don't know. But this one's newly gelded. See that G there? That's newly gelded Thomas Aquinas for Ian Wilkes, Luca Panisi. Like I said, a lot of times I immediately get turned off by the jockey trainer combos. Don't know if the gelding part of it will do any good for him, but the big run at for 127, this could be a good long shot for underneath use, but definitely not going on the ticket. So Thomas Aquinas pass. Then you have Il Siciliano, closed to fifth. 12 furlong race, much different than this. Probably going to get a good trip with Jaramillo aboard, but I didn't quite get to him. Uh, pretty good looking numbers though underneath here. Now, Steadfast Resolve 10-1 closed well to grab the second straight victory. That was non-winners 35K. So moving up in class to this one, but I think it could be ready. It's a Rapoli Stables 10-1 morning line, moving up to face tougher, but he looks ready. Not this time, 4-year-old. So we're gonna keep this one in the used category. Then we have number 11 Greystone. Uh, is moved to the Mike Maker barn last November. So Maker's had some time to work with them. Maker very good with turf horses. 5-year-old gelding from will take charge. 97 way back in January 5th, going a mile and a half. Like I said, those are a little bit different pace from 12 to 9.5. But you can see he's got some experience down here. Mile and 3/8, fourth place finish there. Here's another mile and 3/8, third place finish. So not going to make the card, but not no worse for the wear underneath use. Kid Cairo, big fat 100 Brisnet number for that 12 furlong race. Third ahead of Lantharis and Il Siciliano. Just missed. Cassie likes to do this all weather to dirt. You can see he ran third on the all weather, and then they jumped like they did down here. In this one, went a mile and 70, and then went to the turf for a mile, and broke the maiden, and then did some turf running with middling results, not really great. Dropped all the way to 25 in 1X. So moved back up to 35. This is similar company going a mile and a half, and was pretty game down the stretch. So it was a faster pace coming home. So if this horse can run some good upper 100 figures in the middle, going to be right there. Like I said, Mark Cassie gets it done. Dylan Davis, no slouch, obviously. And I don't think Mutawid is the lone AE. If anybody scratches, I don't think even though it's Mike Maker, Luis Saez is not going to be riding that one. So I'll pass on the AE. But is this leg number 1 still? I suppose it is. We'll go to race number 9. But leg 1 is going to be 210-12, if you remember those horses. Let's go back and show them to you real quick. Whoops, I shouldn't have jumped the gun on you. But the 2 was Latharis, obviously. And then the 10 and the 12 we just talked about. I believe that should be, uh, yeah, Steadfast Resolve and Kid Cairo. There you have it. So 3 for leg 1. And race 9 is the Swale. I just released a video on that today as well. So check the Swale video. Lots of good takes on there. This is a really fine race. I wanted to go ahead and do a separate video for this one after I looked at the competition. 7 furlongs on the dirt. for 3-year-olds. So you have these are kind of like horses. If you remember Bookham Dano from last year, they really burst onto the scene. Like these are like 7 furlong sprinters, milers potentially, possibly like with the Donut God, maybe tried to hit that Derby trail, but they're going to give it one more go at one turn, stretching to 7. A lot of them are going from 6 to 7, but Macho Music is going from 8 to 7. And wasn't much in the Mucho Macho Man for Macho Music. But if you go back, I pointed out the awkward start. He didn't get into the race, so I forgave that. The rest of them, he has a little bit of a problem drifting toward the rail in these 2 races here. But and the downgraded jockey to Javi is no good for me. So I'm not going to use him on the ticket. He's probably an underneath exotics use. Blinkers go on, so back on, I do believe. Yeah, blinkers back on. So here we go. Donut God, 2 for 2, 97 at the Tampa Bay Downs. I think he'll show a little more speed and going over here. I like the inside 2 post. I like Gaff Leone. Brian Lynch is having a good meet so far, and too many good things to say about him not to use him. So Donut God is in there. Mater D's out. Fire Pit's out. Gate to Wires out. And then we have Gunmetal and Grayscale. So I'd say 3 deep on this one for the pick 5. So we're going to go with 3, 6, and 7, and that'll do them. You can have the 1 in there. I believe I ran my first models with a $54 ticket using the 1. So we'll just go first off 1, 3, 6, 7, and then we'll do 2 tickets. So Mucho Macho Man or whatever Macho Music will be on there. We'll go 4 deep. Let's go hit this race number 10, which is the Kittens Joy, 8.5 on the turf. Fun race. Enter the Dragon, number 1, off a win at this distance from Tampa. Nowhere close in the pulpit, which was won by Mibago, and 7.5 furlongs on the turf. So, not really sure what to think about Enter the Dragon. Marav is all right. D'Angelo inside. I don't like the post position on this race, but so Enter the Dragon won't enter my ticket. Charlie's to blame. It's all his fault. First time winner, wire to wire, Del Mar. Luis Saez getting the mount like that. Uh, it's by blame. So the horse appears to be more dirt oriented, but the switch over to the turf is working swimmingly so far. The maiden win came, and then we're going to try to go a little bit further around 2 turns, but the pedigree suggests no problem, man. So Charlie's to blame. I'm going to have a lot of interest in, as you'll see in a minute. Maui Strong is sired by the namesake of this race, Kitten's Joy, third in the Dania Beach. But the Dania Beach was off the turf. That is patina or all-weather track. So they moved it from the turf to the all-weather patina. Mibago still got it done, looking good doing it. So dirt or turf, patina, whatever. Uh, Junior Alvarado rides Maui Strong, probably not making the ticket. Tis Dashing, lost by just a head way back in the Awad in October. Uh, Definitely been off for more than 3 months, which is not great for a youngster. Could be a little bit slow out of the gate or slow to get engaged, or maybe just not mentally in race shape. I don't know. With these youngsters, you never know. But Barkley Tag, that's a name from the back in the day. It feels like I just rarely see his name anymore. Poor shipper record, poor speed. So no thanks. 5 to 2 is just uh underlay, big time. Walking in Memphis. I had to sing that one. Won his first race, 24 to 1. I typically don't like long shot winners repeating their efforts. So he would need to win this race to make the ticket. Mark Cassie and Ismail. It's a good combination, and it could absolutely happen. But this is going to be a decent step up in class for this one. So I am going to pass on that one. Test score lost by a neck going a mile to Chasing Liberty. Chasing Liberty, as you can see by the italics here, one next out. I always like those that run hard against horses. Uh, was just denied in the stakes, 200K stakes too, black at Del Mar. So test score using it should benefit for a little bit more distance too. Now we have 9-2 Coco Cool. Ired Ortiz, Mark Cassie hooks up. Back to back wins. Got up by a head going a mile on the all weather Turfway. Uh, nice by Chaminade there. And now jumping back. Like I said, Mark Cassie setting it up all weather to the turf. So he's got this one set up to roll. Coco Cool is going in the mix. And then you have Mibago, who's got the best numbers of all these horses. The Dania Beach win plus the Pulpit win. Um, then the Algonquin on the turf going 5.5. The stakes experience, the stakes success, number one in everything. Mark Cassidy, Dylan Davis. Mibago's the pick to win. Pretty might be favorite. I'm not really sure. But I've got 2, 6, 8 for this leg, which is leg 3. And that is Charlie's to blame, test score, and Mibago. So let's go to race number 11, the Holy Bull, which you can find on my channel, separate preview picks. So we're going to fly through this. I had this idea. One of our commenters suggested Ferocious was going to be the blinkers, was going to make all the difference in the world, which it very well could, because you don't really know. And I think I mentioned it in the preview video. We don't, or I don't exactly know what he is just yet. The big seven length maiden win was awesome. Then jumps right into the deep end of the pool and swims, treads water anyway. Got up for second behind Chancellor McPatrick and was right with him down the stretch, if you remember from the video, and then goes to the Breeders' Futurity, where everybody's blown away by East Avenue, and people are just like, this horse is a top 2 or 3 Derby horse. So he runs second to that horse. No shame in that. 5 lengths clear of Filoso, was fractious in the gate, bumped early, so little minor trip trouble there. Then goes to the BC Juvenile, which is a huge race. Has Citizen Bull gaming in at the home court Del Mar. Hill Road runs third. He got traffic issues with Javier Castellano riding. So Javi maybe will ride a little better this time, Javi. How about that? You're only 11% winner. That's the only thing I don't like is that is not a top level jockey riding him, but if he's good enough, he should win anyway. So maybe this is the start of something good for Javi, and he's going to be the one that I like the most, I think. Then you have Tappan Street, which is nothing wrong with that one. Um, Guns Loaded is the pick to win. And from the other video, spoiler alert. So Guns Loaded is a must use. And so Burning Glory looks like a nice value play. I think I'll use that one in the underneaths, but I'm not going to use him on the ticket. But could steal the race. Judamont Colt, solid 3 race stretch at Churchill Downs. Uh, there it is for you. So, the second and the first by a neck, breaking the maiden, going a mile. So, high percentage jockey, Bill Mott, could do worse. But it's going to be leg 4. So I'm either going to single the 2 or the 4. So if you make 2 tickets, this is your single. So there's a couple of different ways we'll do this. We're going to jump over to the forward gal, which is race number 12 to round out the card. And a few different ones. I passed on the one Unchained. The Queen's MG just was really high on. Schulerville winner, Adirondack winner, looking really good. Then flopped in the mud. That was a deluge. I mean, it was raining so hard you couldn't even see straight in that race. So I'll forgive that one. Up against Quiet Side, Immersive, 2 of the top horses in the division, and then beaten by Stunner in the Tempted, but did run third. So and you see Impulse by here one next out. So Queen's MG is worth using, I do believe. Uh, Number three, Justin Queso. Cool name, nice second place 90 to start, but rightfully placed first. So this was a win. This horse did what was supposed to be done down the stretch to get the win. Uh, so I count that actually. The Ghost Zapper filly can go longer. So if people see that this horse was placed first and actually did deserve the win. So that's my opinion. Then I passed on the next two, Beyond Belief and Costa. My Denice. My name is Denice. Dun, 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 dun. That was an old rap song from back of the day. Denice. My name is Denice. Taking out you suckers and you don't know how I did it. So if anybody knows that reference, shout out. But anyway, it's probably Denise or whatever, but it looks deny is the word, and then it's SSC, so it's Denice. Defeated Stunner last November here, closed on a pretty serious pace, 35 to 1. Been off for a while, but just a little bit too much to ask, I think. Like I said, I know it's a long time, so it's not like it's the next race out coming off of more than a 2 month layoff, but I don't think the horse is classy enough. Here is Eclatant looking to take that step forward in her 3-year-old debut. The final test last year was this grade two goldenrod. She ran really well. She was clear by 8 and was third behind Good Cheer and Quiet Side. We just talked about Quiet Side, who's a solid horse. I believe ran second in her recent prep, but was the beaten favorite in that race, but was the favorite and a big favorite. I believe that was at Oaklawn. Good Cheer, 4 for 4. Has I don't think she's made her 3-year-old debut, but a monster, I believe second ranked horse according to DRF in the division behind Immersive. So Eclatant definitely going in here. Then I passed on the 8, number 9, Rojo Rita. I believe there was a segue coming up here. I got Rojo Rita to Frida. There it is. You asked for it. Look at a 16 length whopper. I don't know what that says, but Rojo Rita, I don't think is going to be doing that same thing here. Huge debut, but not an angle I want to play. Trying a route from the layoff like that. Uh, 6.3 average win distance is close. Oh, well, I'm sorry. This is not a route. It is 7 furlongs. My apologies on that. It is a 7 furlong sprint. So I guess the extra distance is not going to be that big a deal. I don't know why I thought this was a mile and a 16th. But anyway, so from Rojo Rita to Frida, the City of Light filly. Nice couple races to start her career against state breds at Gulfstream. 6.5 was the latest, won by 5 going away. Big win, Jose D'Angelo. Then we got number 11, Stunner. And just really good records across the board. 2 cracks to break the maiden. The 100K didn't get it, but dropped them down 10 and got it easily going away. Then wins the Tempted at Aqueduct right off of that. And then is just robbed by D Nice. And it was technically a stunner because he had this lead the whole way, was 4 lengths clear down the stretch. And maybe the bobble and the popped out of the gate. It didn't really look too bad to me, but it was a bad camera angle. It was from the back, so you couldn't really see him exactly come out of the gate. Sometimes a bad break or just a little awkward break might be enough to just stress the horse enough to where they just don't quite have. But this is a mile and a 16th. We're cutting back to 7. So there's your angle. May improve at the shorter distance. So to round out this last leg, 5, very competitive race, but I'm using the 2 Queens MG, the 7 Eclatant, the 11 Stunner. Those 3 are just all about it for me. So coming down to the wire here, I believe we went two 10-12 for leg one. Then leg two was 1-3-6-7. Then you have leg three as 2-6-8. Then we're singling the two in leg four. Then we go 2-7-11. So you can run that same ticket back, singling the four uh, in leg four in the Holy Bull. So two or four. Then you can also remove the one out of leg two and just do 3-6-7. That would be another one. And I'll put up a couple of different tickets. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see kind of what they look like and what they cost. But they're going to be 54, $36 tickets, pretty cheap for a pick five. But that's going to cover us for this show. Check out all the awesome content. Best of luck this weekend. Going to be a really fun day tomorrow. So we will see you soon.